What they say, living no rain up. It's time to take a man. You know it's awesome. We back, yeah, we back. After 20 years, you know we back. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. 1-4 with the passion, you know we scoring. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juangotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a well-respected NFL analyst saying that he believes the Washington Commanders can make the playoffs this year. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington Commanders. We want to over to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I'm normally a daily uploader. Like, I upload every day, 2 times a day sometimes. Man, it feels weird not being able to upload every day. And the reason why is because y'all already know, man, it's been dead. But we almost out of this period. We got 12 days, 13, 12 days to training camp start. Y'all know we going to be busting out the content, man. Daily, multiple times a day type things. You know what I'm saying? So, things about to ramp up, and we're going to be back to that daily uploading very, very soon, man. So, just to bear with me on that, we're going to be locking back in real soon, alright? So, let's talk about today. Daniel Jeremiah, he is a very, very well-respected analyst. You know, I believe he worked for organizations such as like NFL Network and stuff like that. So, Daniel Jeremiah, everybody knows who he is. He is a guy that talked about the Washington Commanders recently, and he has high hopes for the Commanders. A lot of people want to talk about the Commanders not competing. I see media analysts talking about the Commanders as if they're going to be the worst team in football down there with Arizona. That's how people talk about us. Some people view us that way. And can I blame them? No. But also, on the same hand, I could tell they don't watch us. They don't pay attention to us. They don't know our roster. Because obviously, Sam Howell being the quarterback, that's the biggest question mark, because you don't know what he is going to be. But even if you take Sam Howell out the equation, this roster is still really good. So there's no way how people genuinely just think we're going to be one of the worst teams in football down there with, you know, like I said, Arizona and you know, rebuilding teams that just kicking off their rebuild, right? That's not, I don't get it. But that's how they view us. But Daniel Jeremiah said this. He said, I think they have a chance to be a playoff team and no one is talking about them. So Washington has a chance to be a playoff team and no one's talking about us. That's like that every year though. Because let's be real, y'all. We haven't necessarily gave nobody a reason to talk about us making the playoffs. But we know as a fan base, we know how our team is, that we have a chance to make the playoffs. I say this almost every time I talk about Washington making the playoffs, that I felt like we could have made the playoffs in the last 3 years. Really. Last 3 years. Honestly, if you want to be more technical, you could say to last season and then now this season coming up. But 21, 22, and 23, we could have made the playoffs. Now, in 21, our roster wasn't that good, so no one expected us to make the playoffs. Some fans didn't believe we could make the playoffs. But as the season went on, you kind of seen that, hey, man, we might actually have a chance with Taylor Heineke to go to the playoffs. But obviously, as we know, COVID happened, injuries happened down the stretch, and we didn't make the playoffs, but we very well could have. Then in 2022 last year, we felt like our roster was talented enough to make the playoffs. Yes, we were missing guys like Chase Young. Yes, the offensive line was terrible. But we were 7-5 at one point, right? 7-5-1 at one point. Had an opportunity to send the whole division to the playoffs, and we fumbled that. Really, Ron Rivera. But we fumbled that. Okay, as a team. We ain't going to just solo out somebody for making a decision. Us as a team, we fumbled that. Now you look at it, you got pretty much the same team. You added more to the secondary with getting Emmanuel Forbes, Quan Martin, and boosting that offensive line that was terrible last year. It's way better this year with Andrew Wiley, with adding Nick Gates, potentially Chris Paul or Sadiq Charles getting that starting left guard spot. Sam Cosby back healthy. You know, you still got Charles Leno, who isn't the best, but he's average. You know, he's above average starter, so he's cool. You know what I'm saying? This team is definitely upgraded, and obviously Eric Bieniemy with now the offensive coordinator. You know, I'm definitely in a situation to where I feel like Washington could make the playoffs. I almost expect it. And I know that sounds crazy for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 2020 and legitimately made the playoffs, like actually was good or at least had a winning record since 2015. But I almost expect it. If we don't make the playoffs, it's just a disappointment. I mean, it's really no reason, right? We feel as a fan base that the only thing that's been holding us back is consistent quarterback play. We're hoping that we can get that out of Sam Howell, right? But Ron Rivera is going into year 4. He going into year 4. And year 4, the same system, all defense, head coach. You know how this thing is ran, well-oiled machine. You got returning players. Deron Payne signed a contract extension. I almost just feel like there's no reason why Washington shouldn't make the playoffs. And then on top of that, you see the conference as a whole has kind of got weaker. You know, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in this division. No credit taken away from him. He was amazing last year. But Jalen Hurts being the best quarterback in the division says a lot about the rest of the conference, rather, not division, conference. It says a lot. So Washington is definitely in a space where they can make the playoffs. Now, obviously, our schedule is much harder this season. As you know, we face teams like Buffalo, Philly twice, Dallas twice, obviously, and New York twice, obviously. You still got the 49ers. You got the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. What are they going to be by the time we get to them? You got Miami. You got the Rams, who could be better this year. A lot of people questioning them and counting them out. You don't know what Russell Wilson and the Broncos are going to be under Sean Payton, but I expect them to be much better than what they were last year, right? You still got Seattle, and if I can remember correctly, we got to go to Seattle too. So you know, Lumen Field, formerly known as CenturyLink Field, is not an easy place to play. So I definitely think Washington can make the playoffs. But it's definitely going to be much harder than what it was last season, right? But it don't discredit us from having an opportunity of a lifetime in front of us because, again, you got a guy like Eric Bieniemy who has the tutelage of being able to get the best out of Sam Howell. Obviously, 2-time winning offensive coordinator, right? I mean, come on now, 2-time Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. A lot of people speak volumes, but I know, like a lot of you out there, y'all tired of hearing it. Y'all tired of hearing it. Like me, I'm tired of hearing it, that we can make the playoffs. And then every year we don't. I'm tired of it, but it's the truth of the matter. On paper, we have one of the best rosters. On paper. Like, I know a lot of people that don't pay attention to Washington may look at me sideways. But if you look at our team on paper, we have one of the best rosters in football. You're getting Chase Young back, who's going to be a boost. Whether he's going to finally be able to turn it on as a pass rusher, but worst case scenario, we know he's going to be an elite run stuffer. All right. This is again another year under Jack Del Rio. Right, Benjamin St. Juste, can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, I think he can be one of the best cornerbacks in football. We have the roster. And I know we always end these videos saying the same thing, but we're going to say the same thing because that's really the truth of the matter. As Ron Rivera loves to say, our season is going to go where Sam Howell takes us. And that's just honesty. And if Washington was not stopped by subpar quarterback play the last couple years, we would have made the playoffs. Let's just keep it a buck. In 21, we would have made the playoffs or came close to getting that 7th seed if we didn't catch COVID, if we didn't, get injured down the stretch. Now, I know everybody gonna be like, Juan, you can't make excuses, is what it is. But that's just the truth of the matter. We don't get COVID. Taylor Heineke doesn't miss that first Eagles game and in Philly, and we don't have to stop Gary Gilbert. We win that game. You come back at home, Taylor Heineke and the commander, or then football team rather, they throw a pick in the red zone. Now that's on us, but if you make some better plays in between the game, you probably win that one. So you can make the playoffs if it wasn't for the quarterback position, but you can't take that out. That's the vocal point, and that's my whole point, is that Washington's been good enough the last couple of years outside of quarterback play that they can make the playoffs if they just get above average quarterback play. Again, I would love for Sam Howell to be great, but I'm not even asking for that. I'm just asking for bruh to be consistent, above average, and play all 17 games and give us a chance to win. You do that, we making the playoffs. So needless to say, I agree with Daniel Jeremiah. I agree that we have an opportunity to make the playoffs and nobody's talking about us. But at the same time, we haven't gave nobody no reason to talk about us. So keep sleeping on us and let us be the team you sleep on in 2023 and make some noise. Because I hear it. Trust me, I hear it. A lot of people not paying attention to Washington. And that's how I want it. And that's how I like it. Keep that same energy. But there y'all have it, man. Let me just talk about this video in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. On the road to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. See y'all next time. Bye. Peace. 1999 when it went wrong, but now we gonna turn a party like it's 99. Chase on off the edge, hey what's up 99. The Predator is back, man, that knee is looking fine. It's time to take command. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's time to take command. Do you hear what I'm saying? Juan Gotti, the whole fan base. It's time to party. It's time to party.